I'm Ray Webby and Mick Karsh from KTMA Channel 23 with me right now. Always great to be with you, Mick, and always under very unusual circumstances we get together. And tonight, talking about unusual, we have a guy that beats the cake, Randy Gusto.
Well, you know, Ray, he's so good that he can go in and out, in and out, in and out.
There he goes.
Oh, here. He's whining already, Ray. We just rang the bell, for God's sake.
Well, he wants a recess.
I think his brain is recessed.
You know, Mick, we've talked many times about Randy Gusto. Four-time All-American. He is a great wrestler. Years ago, you had him on SNR, and you said it had to be one of the worst interviews you've ever suffered through. You said, Randy, you need a little color. I don't know if you meant this much.
Well, I didn't mean for him to go to the other side of the world, Ray. No doubt about it. That first interview was 5 minutes. It seemed like 5 weeks.
Very tough on your job.
Oh.
Thank God you got paid that week. But getting back to the action in the ring, Randy Gusto, four-time All-American, very big man, very strong man, and a very, very fine wrestler, in against a young upstart, if you will, trying to break into the top 10 of the PWA, the NCWA champion, Willie the Splash.
And Willie's trimmed down a little bit, Ray. He's down to about 335 pounds. What a collision of freight trains we've got on tap for the opening bout tonight.
And what a freight train of styles. We have Willie the Splash, who's been trained by Eddie Sharkey and Jeff Warner, and Randy Gusto, who's been trained by Brad Rangens and the Golden Idol.
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad, as the old saying goes. Finally a lockup now with these two big, as Gorilla Monsoon would call them, behemoths.
They are. Either man, if depending on what they ate for lunch today, could go over 300, no problem at all.
Unbelievable. Oh, man. Here they go. We got the crisscross now, ladies and gentlemen. Something's got to give. What? In behind. Oh! Gusto obviously lost track of where Willie the Splash was, and now Willie, with those oak tree-like arms.
You got to wonder if Gusto is spending too much time trying to be a judge and not enough time judging his own ability in the ring, because 6 months ago, a year ago, he wouldn't have made that mistake.
Well, it's very possible. He has been studying late into the night to pass the bar originally.
And Willie the Splash, looking like a veteran at this point, working one hold, working that head, that large cranium, if you will, of the judge.
You know, Ray, let's be honest with the fans and with each other. This guy is no more a judge than you and I are millionaires.
Well, we deserve to be millionaires.
Well,
does he deserve to be a judge?
That's another question.
I tell you one thing, I wish he would have been the judge down in Jordan a few years ago. He would have took care of some business down there. Kathleen Morris blew that case entirely.
Well, he was down in Jordan, but that's another story.
Back to the action in the ring here. Billy Runyon, special referee tonight. Billy Runyon, arguably the finest chicken wing chef in the entire state.
I'll argue that.
He's a fine interview as well, huh?
Oh, he's delightful.
And a big collision as we're yakking here. Willie the Splash plops down into the center of the ring after hitting that cement-like turnbuckle that Ron Peterson and John the Hog Sargent spent all day hooking up.
I'll tell you something, when Sargent and Peterson get together on a turnbuckle, they tighten it like nobody's business.
And a big boot by the judge, doing some law and order right there. Billy Runyon making his debut as a referee. We talked about his chicken wings. We're going to talk. He wants your job, Mick.
Well, I want you to savor the interview that I did with Billy Runyon on SNR the other night, Ray. And as I told Runyon, save the tape. Don't record over it, because it's the last time you got it.
Oh, and he's a big-time guy. He declined an offer to come on The Spectator.
Oh!
Splash up and over for a pin. That could be it. No, and a big boot. Good move.
Oh, what a shot to the chops by Gusto. He's lost his mind. He's got Willie draped over that rope strand. And if those ropes were tightened coming in, you put that ponderous weight over them, they'll loosen up in a hurry.
And the judge looking better. Oh, and a big thumb to the eye.
Jane the Brain, one of the great fans here at Ropers, giving Gusto a little piece of her mind.
Christo Hyatt in from the Middle East doing some special scouting. He's brought along Jihad the Warrior, and they're doing some special scouting on this.
Whoa,
Judge
man.
Gusto has specifically issued a challenge to Jihad. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that this evening. He's got his hands full in the ring right now with the once 400-pound Willie the Splash.
He's going to try. Oh, he got him up. My God. Oh.
There is something we don't talk a lot about, is Gusto is also very strong.
You bet he is.
Madman, at times a technician. And now, what is he, an orator as well?
Here he goes now. Oh! He completely lost. Oh, my word. Well, quite obviously, attempting to do some of those Brian Pillman-like moves is not the forte of the judge. He might have sprained both knees just trying to climb the ropes. Oh, he's in trouble. He's hurt. Well, we've seen it all now, Ray. The man injured himself trying to climb the ropes.
Shades of Tino Romano.
Who? And a monitor has made itself known here at
Infamous
ringside.
monitor that has been beaten, battered, had beer poured on it, blood dripped upon it. Back to the action. The judge choking the life out of the Splash. In 5 minutes has elapsed.
Oh! All the way across the ring. That tremendous weight of Randy Gusto across the back of Willie the Splash. Got a 2-0.
Well, earlier, Randy Gus made the mention that he is sentencing Willie the Splash to 10 minutes of punishment in the ring.
The judge's court is in session.
And that's a big bear hug that the judge is attempting to place onto Willie the Splash.
I'm surprised that he can get his hands locked around that midsection. That waist of Willie the Splash got to be a 52-inch waist.
You know, Mick, while we have a little pause in the action, I want to mention there's a lot of problems in Minneapolis with crack right now. And hopefully anybody out there has enough sense to stay away from crack. But back to the action. The judge and Willie the Splash
He's trying it again.
Look at this, trying a belly-to-belly suplex against the 350-pound man. If he can do this, the man is not only a judge, but he is a magician. We need this on.
We're having some technical difficulties at ringside, ladies and gentlemen, with our monitor and our mic system. That'll explain the lapses in our announcing duties here at ringside. We'll try to get back to the action here. Randy Gusto from Gary, Indiana, Fargo, North Dakota, and points in between. He's got a different hometown every time we see him. But there's no doubt about it, he is a double tough individual. And right now I am surprised at how easily he's handling Willie the Splash. Continuing to hammer away. Well, Randy Gusto, believe it or not, has some fans here in attendance tonight. Oh!
We want Bruce!
Oh, Gusto is proud of himself, ladies and gentlemen, as he continues the assault on Willie the Splash.
And Willie the Splash, with a big flying clothesline, has the judge in trouble. Grabbing the judge by the hair. And throws him into the ropes. With another big clothesline. The judge is certainly in trouble at this point. For a 2.5 count. Billy Runyon in on the count. Good refereeing right there. And the judge rakes the eye, making a slight comeback. Into the ropes. And a big drop kick. 300 pounds in the air, dropping another 300 plus. Some of the very bizarre offbeat fans here at George's calling judge, 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 as he covers Willie the Splash for a 2 count. Both men very tired as we're nearing the 10-minute time limit. And a big elbow by Willie the Splash. Nearing the time limit, both men very, very tired. Up.
9 minutes. Elapsed time, 9 minutes. 1 minute remaining.
He's dressing as a green guy. And Willie the Splash making another attack here at the judge with about 30 seconds left. No, not good enough to cover and defeat the judge.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
The Splash throwing judge into the corner. No! And tries another belly-to-belly suplex. No luck.
15 seconds. 10, count it down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, folks. Referee Billy Runyon declares the match a time limit draw. A time limit draw.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we saw a very combative, a very bizarre match between 345-pound Willie the Splash and 298-pound Judge Randall Gust. And it was a war, folks. You're tuning into the Sports Spectator. I'm Ray Webby for Mick Karsh and MTN. We'll be back in just a minute.